Michael Milton, what was your favourite Paralympic moment?
There's so many steps along the evolutionary road along the Paralympics, from the first positive drug test in Barcelona in 1992, but I think the highlight would have to be the opening ceremony of the Sydney Paralympic Games. To see there, it was personally a very special moment to be included, carrying the torch during that opening ceremony and having 110,000 people cheering for you. But just the continuing step, particularly in Australia, of having a Paralympic Games at home and the increased public awareness, for me was probably the highlight of the Paralympics so far.
What's your favourite Olympic moment?
Again, probably partly due to my personal involvement, but being a part of the Sydney Games in a small way, the experience, the atmosphere around the Games, being able to experience it from the public side of things rather than the competitive side of things, but still have that special atmosphere and buzz around the place, meant that, you know, my Olympic highlight would have to be the Sydney Olympic Games.
What expectations do you have about London and around London? What sort of games do you think that the British will present?
I have an expectation that it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be huge. At the same time, I think it's going to be done in a very British way. A little bit of flair, but that touch of conservatism and formality as well. So, but in the end, it's about the athletes. It's about the athletes' performances. And as at every Olympic Games, with the culmination of 4 years' hard work, I'm sure we're going to see some exceptional performances. And
just in terms of those athletes, the Paralympians, what advice do you have for them as they head off to the Paralympic Games, particularly the athletes who are going for the first time?
I think it's about taking the opportunity of being there at a major international event. There's so many ways you can look at it, looking at the nerves, looking at the fear, worrying about your own performances. But if you think about the opportunity that you've got there to perform at your very best after 4 years of hard work, to enjoy the buzz and the atmosphere around the Paralympic Village, around every sporting venue, if you can think of it in that way, then you're going to be successful and you're going to have fun.